In this video, I'm going to talk about dynamic row level security, one of the most important topics when it comes to Power BI interviews. We will be implementing dynamic row level security in a step-by-step approach. So without further ado, let's get started. My name is Satyajit Pattnaik and welcome back to my channel. I upload videos related to data analytics, data science, AI and generative AI. In short, everything related to the field of data. If you are not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to the channel and like this video before we proceed. So in one of our Power BI interview question series, we got some feedbacks and comments related to dynamic row level security. People asked me to have a dedicated video on that, and here we are talking about dynamic row level security. Let's try to understand the problem. Many of you might already know what static row level security means. If you don't, please go back to the channel or check out the link in the description and go through the static row level security to have a basic understanding on how row level security works. Now let's talk about dynamic row level security and why exactly do we need this topic. So the problem with static row level security is you manually have to open your PBIX files, create your roles, define the roles, go to Power BI service, attach those roles to the report, and in case you have multiple reports in your workspace, you have to do this tedious process again and again, which could be literally very time consuming and tedious. Imagine you're working on hundreds of reports. Now, can we do all these kind of things dynamically? And this is where dynamic row level security comes into picture. To implement dynamic row level security, we just need two things: who is logged in and what access do each user have, so that we can dynamically set all of these things without manually going through the PBX files and doing it one by one for every report. So let's get started. So let's get started with our simple demo on dynamic row level security. So for this exercise, I have two different tables. One of them is a sales table and one of them is a salesperson table. So in the sales table, as you can see, we have date, salesperson and amount. And in the salesperson table, we have salesperson ID, their respective names and their respective email IDs. Now for this exercise, obviously we will have to create multiple email IDs, which I have already created. So we will have to toggle the logins to see whether our dynamic row level security is working or not. So as a first step, what we are going to do is I'm going to use my own account, Satyajit at zepanalytics.com, and I'll log in. So probably let me log out from my existing account and then log into my. So we are all set. Let's go. My account is logged in. Now I'm going to create a blank report. Now in the blank report, I will be using Excel as a data source. I'll go to my documents and let me just save this file. And here I will go to this sales file. Now, just to implement dynamic row level security, you can use Excel files, you can use any type of data sources, anything and everything works. Just for demo purpose, I'm using Excel as a data source, so I'm loading it. By default, when we load, sometimes Power BI is able to understand the relationship, sometimes it is not. So just to check, I am going and checking the model view, and I'm able to see that it is creating it has actually created the relationship. So everything works fine. Many to one, single directional, cross filter, everything is fine. I'll go to my report view and I'll just create some random visualizations just for the sake of showing something. So let's say I'll have my ID, and then I will add my name as in salesperson name, then email, and then let's say the amount. Okay, and let's say I will also give date. So this is how it is, date. Let me just change it to date. That's it. Now I will be doing a minute level of formatting so that it looks a little bit better as compared to what it looks right now. Just change the background effects, minimal, okay, and then Okay, this looks fine. Now if you want, you can always, okay, I will also go to the column headers and change the text size as well so that it fits into the screen. Everything is fine right now. Apart from this tabular view, I am also going to create a simple card so that we can quickly see the total sales value, right? Now the sales value is somewhere around 1200. Let it be. Okay, that's it. Now that's my entire screen. Now you can see that we have different users right now, user 1, user 2, and user 4. We will also be able to add, yeah, I think this is it. So here what we are going to do is we're going to implement dynamic row level security. That means when Satyajit is logged in, Satyajit should only see his two records. When Ankit is logged in, Ankit should only see his one record. Namrata should only see her own record, right? That is row level security, right? Now, just a quick recap on the old static row level security. In case you want to create a row level security, let's say for me, for Satyajit user, you can easily go to the sales and then salesperson, new filter. Let's say on my email id you are doing a check of Satyajit at zepanalytics.com. Now your role is created, right? Your first role is created. You can similarly create another role for Ankit, another role for Namrata, and so on. Now the problem with this approach is, what if your company has 10,000 users or 20,000 users? You have to create this for each and every user, which is a tedious process, right? Now that's static, and that is the drawback of static. You have to create the user roles one by one by one. And on top of that, if you have multiple reports in one particular workspace, you have to do the changes in each and every report individually, which is a tedious task. Now, what if I want to dynamically apply this particular role based on the user details? So what I'm going to do is I'm closing it off, save it. Now I will be introducing a new measure which is called as user principal name. So let me just write it down as user is equals to user principal name. What exactly it is? If you hover through, I'll also show you. Let me create this measure and also show you as a card. I'll need a bigger card because it will show you the entire thing. I'm removing this. I will be adding the user here. Now you can see it's showing something like desktop something slash user something, right? Because I'm using an Office 365 account, because of that it is not showing me Satyajit at zepanalytics.com, right? So this is the problem with Power BI desktop, but anyways, we want to implement it in service. So even if it looks like desktop something something, while while the user will be logged in through the app.powerbi.com, or if you add your customers or your users as viewers, they will not have access to Power BI desktops, right? They will have direct access to the reports. So for them it should be visible like xyz at the rate something.com. It will not look like this. Let's try to deploy this. Let's try to publish it. So let's say I'm going to publish it. Okay, dynamic row level security, save, and then I'm publishing it directly. Once it is published, it is showing me which workspace do I want. I already have created the workspace under the same profile, Satyajit at zepanalytics.com. Now if I select and publish it, it should be published within couple of seconds, and we can go to app.powerbi.com to the Power BI service, and we should be able to check that. Okay, so report is published. Now obviously if I go here and refresh, I should be able to see a report. right? And if I open the report, everything is visible because I have not implemented anything. But can you see the user principal name is showing as Satyajit at zepanalytics.com, right? Now, so do not worry about the Power BI desktop thing, right? Eventually, dynamic row level security is, in simple terms, what is row level security? It's something that you want to apply for your users, right? You're working for Infosys or Capgemini or Accenture, and you have hundreds and hundreds of users or clients. They will be having something at the accenture.com. They will not be your developers. They don't have access to your Power BI desktop. They are your business users, so you will be sharing them as viewers, right? So they do not, so do not worry about what's shown in your Power BI desktop. Here it is showing well. Now, how can I see all the report, all the records? Because I have not implemented the dynamic row level security yet. What I'm going to do is I'll go to my modeling on report on my Power BI desktop, go to manage roles, and here I will create a role for user. Let's say user role. Okay. Now here I'm going to do it on let's say I'll switch to DAX. So here I will be doing it on email. Okay. If you remember, I have this email, right? Email is equals to directly I can give user principal name. That's it. So here it is, email is basically under salesperson, right? Email equals to this. That's it. Save. So my role is ready. Close it, save it, publish it. Done. It will replace the report. My report is published. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the app.powerbi.com. I'll refresh. Now still dynamic row level security is not implemented yet, right? What we need to do is go to the workspace, go to the report, sorry, go to the semantic model, go to the security, and this is where you need to add the user. So let's say user role, people or groups who belongs to this role. So here you can add your user roles one by one, sorry, the users one by one. Let's say I will add, oh sorry, it's clickable. Let's say I'm taking it to notepad just for the sake of copy pasting it. I go here and I add Satyajit, I add this profile. One or more email addresses could not be validated. Okay, it's because this email ID does not have a Power BI account, that's why I cannot add it. But try to visualize this, that if this account exists we can actually add it, right? So we can do one thing, maybe I can create a, I mean, this is definitely not a mandatory step. Just for the sake of dynamic row level security, I have to use multiple accounts to show you how it looks like. That's why I created a new account just in front of you. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to first go to the workspace and go to the workspace access and try to add that user. Okay, sorry, my bad. We have to add the user here. Yeah, so you can see Rita Pattnaik is visible, contact at the rate, and I'm going to add it as a viewer. Okay, now addition is done. Then I'm going to the report, don't save it, and then I'm going to the semantic model, and here I'm going to the security, and here I'm going to add those users. Okay, my first user and my second user. Now one thing to remember here is you could have 10,000 users, right? So you cannot really do one by one by one. What you can do is go to your Office 365 account, create a user group, add all the 10,000 users or 20,000 users in that, and then quickly add that group. Let's say my group at the rate zepanalytics.com, which internally has all the 10,000 users in it, and then add them. That's it, and save it. Now, once this saving is done, then I'm going to go to this contact at the red zep analytics, go to the workspace. I'm still not able to see it. I'll refresh my screen. I'm now able to see the workspace, and here I'm going to open this report, and here you go. You are able to see just one row. Okay, just ignore this name with this name, doesn't really matter. But you can see for this particular email ID I am able to see just one record, and the sum of amount is 400, which is this. And if you go back to Satyajit's account, if I open the report, here I am able to see all the records because I am the admin of this report. Okay, if Namrata will be logging into her app.powerbi.com, she will be able to see only one record, which is this fourth record, which is of 500 amount, right? So this is your dynamic row level security, and dynamically whichever report you are creating, you just have to go to the report semantic models. Let's say in this repository you have hundreds and hundreds of report. You just have to go here to your semantic model, my bad, to your semantic model security, and just add your groups. That's it. So automatically it will work. That's all about your dynamic row level security. In case you have any questions, any feedbacks about this, let me know in the comment section, and I will try to help you out with your queries. Uh, you need not have to try dynamic row level security by yourself, as you have been through this video. Just try to follow the steps, and accordingly you can dodge, or accordingly you can manage your interviews. But just in case you are curious to try it out, you have to create uh, one university or one personal account. I mean, my bad, not personal account, one organizational account, maybe at the rate something.com, have multiple email IDs, and then try this out, because creating multiple accounts is difficult, right? But that's it. That's all about dynamic row level security. In case you have any other questions or doubts around any topics in Power BI or any other topics, let me know in the comment section, or else reach out to me on WhatsApp or LinkedIn, and we can discuss about the issues. That's it. See you in the next video.